Some people think getting old means slowing down. They think big adventures are for the young. Harriet Thompson showed them something different.
I was 92 years old. I did something amazing. I ran a marathon, a full marathon. That is 26.2 miles. It is a very long way to run for anyone. I did it. I crossed the finish line. I became a legend that day.
The race was the San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon. The sun was shining, music was playing, people lined the streets to cheer for runners. Then they saw Harriet. She was small, she had white hair, but her spirit was so big it filled the whole street. She ran with a smile. She ran with grit. She was the oldest woman to ever finish a marathon. Everyone who saw her felt something special: hope, joy, wonder.
This was not just a race for me. It was a message to the world. A message that age does not have to stop you. A message that you can still dream big. You can still achieve great things.
Harriet was not a lifelong athlete. She started running marathons late in life, but she found a power inside her, a power to keep going no matter what. Her story inspires us all to find our own power.
Think about running that far. Your legs ache, your lungs burn. You want to stop. Many runners do. But I kept putting one foot in front of the other. For over 7 hours, I ran. I fought against the pain. I fought against the doubt. I did it for myself. I did it for others. I became a symbol, a hero.
Harriet Thompson, the timeless wonder of the marathon, a true champion of the human spirit. Before Harriet was a famous runner, she lived a full life. She was born a long time ago in 1923. She grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. Running marathons was not on her mind back then.
I had other talents, other dreams. I loved music, beautiful music. I became a concert pianist. My fingers danced on the piano keys. I played in grand halls. I played for many people. Music filled my life with joy and expression.
She was not just a musician. She was a wife, a mother, a grandmother.
I married Sydnor Thompson. We had a loving family. I had 5 children, 10 grandchildren. Family was very important to me. I cared for them. I supported them. My life was busy. It was rich with experiences. I faced good times. I faced hard times too, just like everyone else. But I always had a strong spirit.
Did she play sports as a young woman? Not really, not like a serious athlete. She was active. She enjoyed life, but long-distance running was not her thing. It wasn't until much later that she found running. Or maybe running found her.
My early life built a foundation of strength, of perseverance. These were qualities I learned from music, from raising a family, from living fully. So when I started running, I was not starting from zero. I had a lifetime of experiences to draw upon. I knew about discipline from playing the piano, hours and hours of practice. I knew about endurance from life's challenges. I knew how to set a goal and work for it.
These were the hidden strengths she brought to the starting line. Her journey to marathon running was unique. It started much later than most, but it was just as powerful. Her early life shaped the champion she would become. Harriet did not dream of running marathons as a girl. She did not even dream of it as a middle-aged woman. Her running story began much later. She was 76 years old. Yes, 76. Most people at that age are thinking of slowing down. Harriet was just getting started.
A friend from my church was raising money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. This friend was going to walk a marathon. I thought, I can do that too. I wanted to help. I wanted to support the cause. Cancer had touched my own family. I lost my parents to cancer, my brothers too. So I signed up, not to run at first. I planned to walk it with my friend. But then something happened. I started to run a little. I found I liked it. It felt good. I was a natural, an accidental runner.
Her first marathon was in San Diego in 1999. She was nervous. She was excited. She had trained. But a marathon is a big test. She ran, she walked, she kept moving forward, and she finished it. She raised money for a good cause. She felt a great sense of achievement.
I thought, maybe I can do this again. And I did, again and again. Running became a new passion in my life.
She ran that same San Diego Marathon many times, 16 times in total. Each year she would train, she would raise money. She became a familiar face at the race. People started to know her story, the amazing older lady who ran marathons. She was not trying to be famous. She was just doing something she found meaningful, something that challenged her, something that helped others. That was her way.
For me, running was not about speed. It was not about winning in the usual sense. It was about finishing. It was about participating. It was about showing up and giving my best. I enjoyed the energy of the crowds. I loved the feeling of crossing that finish line. Each marathon was a victory over doubt, a victory for my spirit.
The accidental runner had found her true pace, and she kept running year after year. Running a marathon is hard for anyone. Imagine training for one in your 80s or 90s. Harriet faced many challenges. Her body was older. It needed more care. She had aches and pains like many runners, but she also faced bigger health battles.
I was a cancer survivor. Not just once, but twice. I fought squamous cell carcinoma, skin cancer. I also had oral cancer. I needed radiation treatment. Those treatments were tough. They made me weak. The radiation for my oral cancer was especially hard. It damaged the skin on my legs. I had painful wounds that took a long time to heal. For a while, I could not train properly. It was a big setback.
Many would have given up. Running a marathon seemed impossible then, but Harriet was not one to quit easily. She had a strong will, a determined spirit. She focused on healing. She stayed positive. She knew she wanted to run again.
My training was not like a young athlete's. I could not run every day for long distances. My son, Brenny, helped me plan my training. He understood my limits and my strengths. I would do long walks. I would do some running. I listened to my body. I rested when needed. I also paid attention to my diet. I ate good food to stay strong. Pasta was a favorite before a race. It was a careful balance of effort and recovery.
Losing her husband, Sidner, was another huge challenge. He passed away shortly before one of her marathons. She was heartbroken. It was a very sad time. She thought about not running that year, but then she decided to run in his memory. It was her way of honoring him. Running became a way to cope with grief, a way to feel strong when life felt overwhelming.
These challenges made my achievements even more incredible. I faced them all with courage and kept moving forward.
Harriet Thompson, the timeless wonder of the marathon, a true champion of the human spirit. Section 5. More than just miles, running with purpose.
For me, running marathons was never just about myself. It wasn't about collecting medals or breaking records.
Though she did achieve those things, her main motivation was much deeper. She ran to help others. She ran to fight a disease that had hurt her family. Cancer.
Many of my loved ones had battled cancer. I wanted to do something real.
Running marathons became her way to fight back. She dedicated her runs to raising money. Money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, or LLS. This organization works to find cures for blood cancers. They also support patients and their families.
I felt a strong connection to this cause. Every step I ran, every dollar I raised mattered.
It was a powerful purpose. It kept her going during long training hours. It kept her going during the toughest parts of the race. She knew her efforts were making a difference.
Over the years, I raised a lot of money, more than $100,000. Think about that. One woman running marathons in her later years.
She inspired so many people to donate. They saw her dedication, they heard her story, they wanted to support her and the cause she ran for. She became one of LLS's most beloved fundraisers. They called her their marathon mom.
I showed that one person can truly make an impact, no matter their age.
Her son, Brenny, often ran with her. He supported her every step of the way. He saw firsthand how much it meant to her. Not just the running, but the fundraising.
I would tell people I run for those who can't.
She thought of the people fighting cancer. She thought of the families needing support. This gave her strength. It gave her meaning. Her marathons were more than just physical feats. They were acts of love, acts of hope, acts of giving. Section 6. The fire within sitting still is boring. Why did Harriet Thompson keep pushing herself? What made her run marathons at an age when most rest? She had a simple, powerful answer.
I guess I think sitting still is boring.
Those words tell us so much about her. She was not someone who liked to be idle. She loved to be active. She loved to be engaged with life. For her, movement was joy. Activity was living. Sitting on the sidelines was not her style. She wanted to be in the game, doing things. This mindset was not just about running, it was about her whole approach to life. Remember, she was a concert pianist. That takes energy, passion, and dedication. She raised a family that takes constant effort. She was always learning, always doing. So when she found running, it fit her personality perfectly. It was a new way to challenge herself, a new way to feel alive and vibrant, a new way to avoid being bored. Think about the times during a marathon when it gets really hard. Every runner feels it, the desire to stop, the pain screaming louder than the cheers. What keeps someone like Harriet going? Part of it was her purpose, running for charity. But another big part was that inner fire, that belief that doing something, anything, is better than doing nothing. She would rather be moving, even if it was slowly, even if it was painful, than to give in and just sit down. This idea, sitting still is boring, is a great lesson. It reminds us that life is for living. It encourages us to find activities that excite us. It tells us to stay curious, to stay active. Harriet found joy in pushing her limits. She found satisfaction in accomplishing hard things. She did not see age as a barrier. She saw it as just another chapter to fill with action. Her spirit was restless in the best possible way, always seeking, always moving, always inspiring. Section 7. Words of Wisdom. Harriet's own voice. Harriet Thompson was not just a great runner, she was a wise woman with a wonderful outlook on life. Her words, like her actions, inspired many people. She often spoke with humility and humor.
I just take it one step at a time.
This is good advice for running a marathon. It is also good advice for facing any big challenge in life. Focus on the next step, not the whole long journey at once.
Her son, Brenny, shared many stories about her. He said she always had a positive attitude. Even when things were tough, she found a way to smile. She did not complain much. She just got on with things. Brenny said she would tell him,
You just have to keep going.
This simple phrase was her mantra. She believed in perseverance. She lived it.
I feel so good afterwards.
That feeling of accomplishment after a hard run, that was a big reward for her. Harriet also talked about the people she met. She loved the community of runners. She enjoyed the support from volunteers and spectators.
Everyone is so nice.
She felt a connection with others through running. She knew she was not alone on her journey. This sense of connection gave her energy. She also hoped her running would inspire others.
If I can do it, maybe someone else will try.
She wanted people to believe in themselves. She had a great sense of humor, too. She knew it was unusual for someone her age to run marathons. She would sometimes joke about being the oldest one out there, but she never let age define her.
I don't feel my age. I feel good.
Her spirit was youthful, even as her body aged. Her words remind us to stay positive, to find joy in what we do, to connect with others, and to never stop believing in our own strength. Harriet's voice was as powerful as her stride. Section 8. A wave of inspiration touching countless lives. Harriet Thompson's story did not stay quiet for long. When a 92-year-old woman runs a marathon, people notice. News reporters wanted to talk to her. Her story appeared in newspapers, on television, online. People all over the world heard about Harriet, and they were amazed. They were inspired. She became more than just a runner. She became a symbol of what is possible, a symbol of hope. a symbol of strength. Her impact was huge. It spread like ripples in a pond.
Maybe I can be more active too. Maybe I can try something new. She especially inspired other older adults. Many people think that getting older means doing less. Harriet showed them a different path. She showed them that age is not a limit, it is just a number. Older people saw her and thought,
She gave them courage. She gave them permission to dream. She changed how people thought about aging. She proved that life can be full and exciting at any age. But it was not just older people who were inspired. Younger people looked at Harriet with awe. They saw her determination, her resilience. They learned from her example. They saw that if Harriet could overcome her challenges, so could they. She taught them about perseverance, about setting goals and working hard to achieve them, about the importance of having a purpose. Her story motivated runners of all ages. If Harriet could finish, they could too. The running community embraced her. Other runners cheered for her. They supported her. Race organizers celebrated her achievements. She became a beloved figure in the world of marathons. She showed that running is for everyone. It does not matter how old you are. It does not matter how fast you are. What matters is the effort, the spirit, the journey. Harriet Thompson's legacy is one of pure inspiration. She touched countless lives with her incredible spirit and her amazing feat. Section 9. Her lasting footprints, lessons from a true champion. Harriet Thompson passed away in 2017. She was 94 years old. She left behind a legacy that continues to inspire. Her footprints are on many marathon courses, but her biggest footprints are in our hearts and minds. What can we learn from this timeless wonder? Her story teaches us so much about life, about aging, about pushing our limits, and about the power of the human spirit. These lessons are for everyone, young and old.
First, Harriet teaches us about perseverance. She faced cancer, she faced injuries, she faced grief, but she never gave up. She kept going. She showed us that obstacles can be overcome, that we are stronger than we think. When challenges come, we can remember Harriet. We can remember her courage and keep moving forward, one step at a time, just like she did. That is a powerful lesson for all of life's races, the race of life itself.
Second, she teaches us the importance of an active life. Sitting still is boring, she said. Her life was a testament to staying active, mentally active with her music and her engagement with the world, physically active with her running. This kept her vibrant. It kept her strong. She shows us that an active body and mind can lead to a fuller life. It is never too late to start. Find something you enjoy, something that moves you, and do it for your health, for your happiness. That is a gift Harriet gave us. Finally, Harriet's story teaches us about purpose. She ran for more than herself. She ran for others. She ran to raise money for cancer research. This purpose gave her strength. It gave her motivation. When we have a reason bigger than ourselves, we can achieve amazing things. Find your purpose. Find what matters to you, and let that drive you. Harriet Thompson lived a life full of purpose, passion, and perseverance. She was a true champion, a beacon of light. Her spirit runs on, inspiring us to live our own lives fully.